So here I have a Inventor part. This was created in sheet metal environment, and what I did is I just swept this around. Then I unfolded it and put in some of these holes that we're seeing here. The problem that I have is I don't have a way to insert these bolts into these holes. You can see the insert's trying to pick up the center line of this part, not the center line of the hole. Even if I use mate, I can pick up the center line of that, but then I don't really have anything to go to. So what I want to do is go to the part and create some construction geometry that's going to allow me to have some features that I can constrain. And the one I'm using is this thing called patch. And with the patch, this is a surface tool. It's actually going to create a surface based off of that hole that I just chose there. Here, I'll turn off the translucency. Now I can see what I've created, that surface right there. I did it from the hole pretty quickly. I can also do it from the four edges of this square hole that I have here. I'll turn off the translucency there as well. Once I have that, that gives me a basis to start with. And I'm going to put in some points and a couple axes to lock this down. My points, I'm not just going to use the standard point command. I'm going to use this where I can find the geometric center of each of those pieces. Again, I'm going to go back and I'm going to put a point at the center of a loop or edges. That gives me my point right there at the center. So already we're better. We've got a center point to work off of. Now I'm going to work with an axis normal to a plane through a point. I can choose the plane as the surface, and I'll choose my point as the point I just put in. So there's my surface, there's my point. Now I've got an axis and a point, which means now when I go back to my assembly, I can use just standard constraint tools to start putting this into place. The center line of this bolt to the center line of this axis, and I'll grab the point under here. So I'll just go ahead and put this other one in real quick. Then we'll switch to points so I can come along and place the point right underneath this head here. And let me rotate this around so that we can see the other side we're going to. So the point underneath there to that point there. So in this case, I've got a square hole, and I'm using this method. I'm able to pretty quickly put that in and locate that. Go right underneath here and to this point right here. So that's how I can put that in, even though I originally didn't have any way to set that up.